Hey, all, it's a bit late and I'm a bit tired, but I wanted to throw together a quick video um, just about a concept in writing that I run into a lot. I ran into it a lot today, actually. I was giving a lot of advice today on the forums, looking at a lot of people's samples. Even I saw a few pages from someone. And I realized today that this is actually probably the most common bit of feedback I give to writers at every stage of development because it's one of the easiest things to not know and one of the easiest things to forget. I myself forget it all the time. And if you can tell by the title, cause and effect. Um, now, I don't mean like A causes B, and it's important to remember like, cause and effect for the sake of logic. I want to talk about reversing. Let's see. Okay, no. I want to talk about reversing cause and effect. So what does that mean, right? Um, well, the way I'll explain it. I had a kind of a bad day today for a bunch of different reasons, whatever. But I went to the gym, and when I would like to, feel better. When I was at the gym, my friend saw how bad a day I was having, and she did something really funny. Um, what she did is well, I'll tell you the story. I'll tell you the story. All right, and I'll tell the story in two ways. Um, cause then effect. This is the first way to tell the story. Make a little. I want to describe this. Separate of this. All right, so that's one way of telling the story. Um, we have our cause, this is she thinks a thing, and then the effect is she does a thing, right? And it's funny, it's cute, like it isn't bad by any means. But what happens if I take this whole thing and I do effect, then cause? What happens if I reverse the polarity? I need to add a little extra connective tissue, of course, but like, okay. And, and you can just go on from there. Yeah, yeah. You know me. I'm always writing. But like, the point is that like when we have effect then cause, we get all the same information that we got in the first one, and it takes up the same amount of space. But like just take a moment and pretend you don't know anything. She comes up to me, puts her face up to my chest like she's listening for my heartbeat, but instead she starts shouting like she's calling down a well. Hello, hello, are you in there? Hello. What's happening? What is this? What's happening? I have no idea, but it's interesting. The doing effect then cause gives you a chance as a reader to experience discovery and to ask questions and to be right or wrong. And experiencing discovery and asking questions, room for questions, um, really, really gives you a reason to keep reading. I mean, another example I'll do real quick, like so cause then effect. And we'll start with I don't know, he stepped out let's just to the airport doors slid open, stepped out onto pavement. The heat was incredible. The sidewalk was shimmering, right? So like this is like so like it's very straightforward. This isn't bad. Like it's fine. You could get away with this. Like I would red pen this because I think you can always do better, but like do I have an actual reason this is bad? No. The airport doors slide open. He steps out on the pavement. He's gonna yada yada yada. Makes sense. What if we switch around the order of these sentences, right? I think the airport door sliding open, that can happen first. I still don't mind that. Okay. The sidewalk shimmering. And and that was when he felt it. The heat was incredible. Now, again, I've done a little bit of work, added a tiny bit of extra connective tissue to make it a little more of a scene, a transition between one state and another, right? Um, but by changing the orders of things, like the sidewalk is shimmering. Why is it shimmering? These episodes on the pavement. We have an act of discovery, not just by the reader, but now by the character as well. Let's do one more. Like I want to do almost like a double cause, like a double effect. Let's stick with heat for a minute, right? Let's stick with heat. So cause, then effect, right? So it's what is that? It's like it's hot ice cream melts, it drips on my arm, right? So it's hot, therefore the ice cream melts, therefore it drips on my arm, right? Let's make it melts faster than expected. Right? It melts faster than expected. Just because I want like the ice cream would melt whether it was hot or not. So I want to give the heat a little more meaning. Right? So this is cause then effect then effect. Let's reverse it and start with it drips on my arm. But instead of just saying it drips on my arm, right? So what is this? I mean, I've obviously again, I've done actually in fact just to show that I'm not cheating. Like let me take this. So the heat is too much for my poor ice cream. It melts sooner than expected and drips onto my forearm, cold and sticky. There. I almost want to say like sticky sweet. I'm not really writing out here. So the heat's too much for my poor ice cream. It melts sooner than expected, drips onto my forearm, cold and sticky. All the same words. I haven't actually like I'm not going to cheat. But again, look at the other order. Cold, sticky on my forearm. What is? Sooner than expected. What's happening? The heat is too much for my poor ice cream. There's actually fewer words in the second one. I've technically given you less information to work with, but you still understand what's happened. but you get now the chance, you get the room to wonder what's happening. Cold stick in my forearm. That can mean a lot of things. Soon unexpected. That can mean a lot of things. The heat is too much of a ice cream. Okay, now we know what's going on. And these little tugs of uncertainty, of reversal, of cause and effect, are the difference between straightforward prose and engaging prose. Not confusing prose, engaging prose, right? There's ways that this can become confusing, but it's very easy to sort of mitigate those. So again, like this is the most common piece of feedback that I give for writers who are looking to improve their prose. Find places where you can comfortably reverse cause and effect. All right, so that's what I'll give you for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in.